Hey, thank you so much for joining us here on ColaTown on this Monday, the 27th of July. It is our city, it is our stories, and it is time to move forward after 803 Day, which is a really cool thing. Madison Pointer's here with us, and Madison's kind of the glue to this radio program. It really, I mean, you help me so very much. I really appreciate all the great guests that you line up and the topics, and every now and then I get a chance to hang out with you on the radio for a little bit.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you having us on every week.
Yeah, this is fun. It's really been good. As I said, I learned something every single week about our city that I didn't know, and we hear about events, and I really think it's a great opportunity to kind of brag on our own city a little bit for every now and then. You know, Columbia's taken a beating for a lot of years, and now finally I think people have come around and realized, hey, this is pretty good. You know, we got some pretty good stuff going on here, and I see a lot more civic pride than maybe I've seen in the past.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's so much going on in the city all the time, and I feel like we're beating the narrative of there's nothing to do in Columbia because there's tons to do for everybody. Yeah, so
I think I've told you this on and off air. I get pretty frustrated when people tell me, "Oh, there's just nothing to do around here." I'm like, "Huh? Nothing to do? I mean, like, what's your problem? Have you looked at any of the things going on? I mean, just take Google what to do in Columbia, South Carolina, and you'll get a whole list of all kinds of things will pop right up." So anyway, one of the things going on is at one of yours and mine, favorite places, and that's Soda City.
Yes.
And it's pretty cool because it's something that is for a great cause, and it's something we need to do because this is one of the things we're not bragging about in South Carolina, and that is domestic violence is a major problem. We're at the top of the list nationally per capita of domestic violence. It's not okay. There's no excuse for it, frankly. It's not okay. It's a problem. And so we, thank God, have Sistercare here to help ladies and help their children and all that stuff. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on Saturday to help promote Sistercare.
Yeah, so we're having our kickoff event for the mayor's campaign against domestic violence, which is our Sistercare Saturday. We're having our first one at Soda City, and it is a dunk tank fundraiser. So we invite the community out. We'll have public officials, council members, some people you probably know from around the city in the dunk tank. So the community will have the opportunity to dunk them. We'll also have some really fun raffle prizes from Columbia Ballet, Breakpoint, and Tom's Creek. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great event, but it's also an event that is about a very serious topic. Sistercare will be out there to kind of give more resources and kind of talk to people about what they do. So it's a great way for the community to kind of get involved and show their support.
You know, and again, I think people need to understand I wish we didn't have to do this, but we do. We need to bring more awareness to what Sistercare does, and so that's a blessing that we have them in our community. But we need, Maddie, to also remind folks that go to their table, get some resources. If you're at Soda City and you yourself are someone that's dealing with this kind of thing, I'm not trying to talk to you like I know what you're going through, because I don't want to insult anybody. This is a serious thing. But if you are going through something and you're in an abusive situation, Sistercare is phenomenal. They will protect you and protect your anonymity. They will give you a place to be safe where where no one can get to you. That kind of stuff. They'll help you get started if you want to get away from it and get started on something new. It's a tremendous resource, and maybe it's you. Maybe you're walking through Soda City this weekend and you know a friend or a neighbor or a cousin or a sibling or whatever it is that's also going through this kind of stuff. Get resources for them and let them know they're not alone. Because the biggest thing I've learned over the years, all the times I've interviewed the folks from Sistercare and all the things I've learned, Madison, is that the biggest obstacle is that people don't think they can get out of the situation they're in.
Yeah, for sure. And Sistercare is a great resource. They provide, sometimes these women leave with their children with nothing else in the middle of the night.
It's a grab bag and that's it.
Yeah, they provide toiletries and legal services and really things to help women get out of these situations. And
they empower also.
Right, yeah.
Let you know that you're not the first one to go through this, and we have ways to help you, kind of thing.
And I think it's important for the community to realize, it's a sad fact, but I think domestic violence touches a lot more people than most people realize, and it's more than likely somebody in your life it's touched before.
Sure.
So Sistercare can give resources to just friends and families on like how to help somebody that's in that situation that you may not understand, but you want to help.
Well,
so
and there's a lot of people that are listening that know someone or have themselves been a victim of domestic violence, and they think they're to blame. And when somebody lifts their hand and beats you or hits you or abuses you mentally, emotionally, physically, keeps you in a place where you don't feel comfortable, or your children that way, you're a victim. You're not the bad guy, the bad gal. You're not the bad person here. So we just want to make sure you know Sistercare is available for you. Now, all that said, we're going to try to take a difficult situation and we're going to turn it into a fun event in order to raise money for this cause. And so, any idea who's going to be in the tank?
I know that Chief Kip with the fire department's going to be in, and then we have a couple other people.
A couple weeks ago.
Yes, yeah. So we have a couple other people we're still confirming, but we always have a lot of fun with it, and everybody seems to enjoy it.
When's Rickman getting in?
He won't be in this weekend, but our next events, we have one on September 12th as well as September 26th. Yeah. We're hoping to get him in, too.
Yeah. He's on the show this afternoon, by the way, for folks that don't know, and our listeners to ColaTown. You'll obviously care enough if you're listening to ColaTown that you'll want to know that the mayor's on the afternoon drive today from 4:30 to 5:30 taking your calls and your questions, which we really appreciate when an elected official comes in Madison to actually take calls and questions. But he does that every month for us. But so this is an important thing, and this is an event that it doesn't matter who the mayor's been. All the mayors in past, for going back to Mayor Coble, have all wanted to do this. Mayor Benjamin wanted to do this, the walk to end domestic violence. This is really a cause that's near and dear to all of us.
Yes, so this is actually the 20th year for the Domestic Violence Awareness Campaign. And this year we're definitely, I can't give too many details about the walk, but there's definitely going to be some different aspects to try to bring more people in to show their support and raise awareness for domestic violence.
Well, and again, we've talked about the problem, and the walk itself is in October, so we still have a little ways before that. That's why we're focusing more on these specific kickoff events like what we're doing at Soda City.
Of course, yeah. We also, not only do we have the Sistercare Saturdays on Saturday, but we also have our toiletry drive starting on Saturday, and that'll go all the way through Halloween. So we'll have a list of donation drop-offs that you can take stuff, different kinds of toiletries, really anything that you think could be helpful to a bunch of different businesses around Columbia for the next 3 months.
Yeah, so that's wonderful. And that, again, I want you to try to show a little empathy and compassion for the situation. When somebody is trying to flee a difficult situation, the last thing on her mind is very likely going to be necessarily grabbing what she needs from a toiletry standpoint. That's why Sistercare over the years has realized that's something they specifically ask for in terms of sure, we want your monetary donations, but if you can specifically donate, the toiletries, that's one thing we can check off the list, that we could put the money more toward other resources to help these ladies and their families.
For sure. When Leah Weisevic is who I communicate with a lot, the director over at Sistercare, and she's mentioned that same thing. Their monetary values can go to legal services and other things that they provide, whereas toiletries is one thing that kind of takes it off of the plate monetarily. Right.
I mean, and again, think about it. Just we take a lot of that stuff for granted. You just go to the pantry, you go to the cabinet, you get the next roll of toilet paper, you get the next thing of Q-tips, you get the next thing of toothpaste. That's great. But when you're fleeing a situation, and I'm not trying to be melodramatic, a lot of times this is a fleeing situation. This is, I got to get away right now. This is my opportunity to get me and my kids out. You're not necessarily thinking of all the luxuries. You're grabbing what you can grab and you're going. And so, again, that's just another reason why we need the toiletries. And when you're here with us and you get the whole list of different businesses, we can drop in a few every week here on ColaTown just to let people know. We can run some public service announcements also, whatever we can do to help here from the point. That's important to us also.
For sure, yeah. And people will be able to find more information out on our website, columbiasc.gov. Yes, so all the information about all the different initiatives that we're doing throughout the Domestic Violence Awareness Campaign will be available online and on our social media as well.
I love that. We'll review a lot of this also in the second half of our visit here, but I want to take a couple minutes just on a lighter note to talk about Soda City itself.
Yeah, I love Soda City.
Because you and I are such big fans of Soda City, and we've talked about it off air a little bit, but I mean, if you're either new to the area or you've just, like we were kind of talking in the last segment, how there are some people who are kind of like locked into their own little world, and we were talking about that with Kali. Truth is, if you've never made your way down to Soda City, there's something for everybody.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is. My favorite thing is the people watching. I
Yes.
love the people watching, and I love the this is not to knock our own city because we love our city. This makes you feel like you're in like New York or something. It makes you feel like you're in a just a melting pot city,
Right.
And everybody just kind of comes together and has no agenda other than let's just have a good time, and be friendly.
Yeah, you never know who you'll see either. Sometimes you'll run into a few different people that you know, and then sometimes you don't really see anybody
Right.
that you know. But I love Soda City when I have people come visit from out of town. That's where I want to take them,
Yeah.
because there's something for everybody.
It really is, and I enjoy it so much, and it's grown beautifully over the last few years. It's really taken off and exploded down Main Street, and it's for everybody. You can we bring our dog. I mean, it's very dog friendly. But I mean, the thing that you'll find at Soda City that you're not going to find really anywhere else in the Midlands is the culture. I mean, there's
Right.
so many different foods that you'll find at Soda City that you might not see anywhere else.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Soda City. It's also a great place for gifts if you're looking for like a birthday gift,
Crafts
Christmas
and
gift.
all that, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you'll find unique, one of a kind things that you could gift to a loved one.
And almost all, not all, but almost all of it has like a South Carolina or a Columbia or a Carolina, Clemson. So
Right.
There's something for everybody, but a lot of it has a local flair, and a lot of it's made by local artists.
Yes.
And that's even more cool because it becomes a little bit more of a collector's item, and it's because it's truly unique,
Right.
because it's made by somebody right here in our own backyard.
Yeah, for sure. You can connect with local artists and then maybe get a business card and reach out to
Sure.
them for something you need in the future. So
Yeah, and they do. A lot of them actually do have them set up so that if you see something you love and you want something customized for someone you love for gifts, you can literally walk through Soda City this weekend,
Yeah.
okay, and get Christmas done in July.
Yes.
You can. You really
Yes.
can. I know that's kind of sounds funny, but you can do the shopping and get it all done right now and be done for the holidays
Yeah.
because of all the different things you will see there from different vendors and it's not just the it's the food, it's the vendors. There's music going on. There's energy. There's buzz.
Yes.
And now of course we're gonna have the dunk tank going on this weekend, so it's a win-win-win situation. I always like when we get an extra minute to just kind of take and remind folks about where we're talking about and what we're talking about. We'll come back. Madison Pointer is my guest right now. We're talking about this Saturday and the big event going on at Soda City. Stick around. This is ColaTown. Welcome back in. Hard to believe already our final segment here on another edition of ColaTown. Really am glad to have you listening in. Thank you for that. We're talking about the big event taking place over at Soda City this weekend. In our last guest, when we had on Kali, we were mentioning that Saturday weather's looking good.
Yeah, for sure.
So
which we're really excited
lower
about.
humidity they're projecting us to have, and lower temperatures, around 89, 90 degrees instead of 97 like we have tomorrow. So should be cooler out, and also lower humidity, which will be good. Anyway, Soda City this Saturday, the first of what's going to be a number of different events leading up to the Mayor's Walk to End Domestic Violence.
Yes.
Which is in October.
Yes.
And that'll be over at Finley Park.
Yes. So the walk is on October 24th, which is the 20th year. So we'll have some different aspects with more information should be coming out soon about that. But this weekend we have our kickoff event, which is the Sistercare Saturday dunk tank. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll be on the corner of Washington and Main during Soda City Market.
Right in the heart of Soda City.
Yes, right in the middle. So it'll be hard to miss us. But the community will have the opportunity to buy 5 throws, 3 throws, or just 1 throw to try to dunk whichever local celebrity is in the tank at that time. It's from 10 to 12. So we'll be out there for about 2 hours of Soda City. So we want everybody to come by and show their support for Sistercare.
Have you ever been in a dunk tank before?
I have not, but I've always wanted to. And I've told Justin a few times, like, if I need to jump in there, I will, but I don't want to stay after I get dunked. I'll just have to leave because I'll be soaking wet. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, so it'll be a lot of fun. We're hoping we have a good turnout.
The key, though, to the dunk tank is the taunt.
Yes.
Because you've got to have someone, and Chief Kip from the fire department, he's a talker. He can talk smack.
Oh, for sure.
He can
A
talk
lot
a
of
little
them
smack.
do as well
Yeah.
too. They'll be.
You've got to be,
confident.
you got to be a little antagonistic, not in a
Yes.
mean way, but in a fun way.
Yes.
Like, that's the best throw. What
Yeah.
kind of arm is that? My grandmother throws harder than that.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I've done this before, and for charity, and you have to have the right personality because,
For sure.
again, the goal is to get dunked. You
Right.
want to get dunked because you want people to have fun and
Yeah.
all that, and you want them to buy the balls to go to the charity. That's the whole purpose of this is we're trying to raise money for Sistercare.
Yeah.
So it's a fun event. It really is.
It's really nice. It's fun we've had USC softball team come out there before and dunk some people. It's always fun to see the kids that play baseball, softball, really putting their talents to use. So it's always really fun. And it is fun when the people in the dunk tank get a little like confident that they don't think they're going to get dunked.
Oh, yeah.
And
Start
then
making
the next
faces
thing you know,
and
somebody
they land in the water.
Them.
Yeah, exactly. They land in the water.
It's one of my favorite events that we do every year. This is our third year doing the Sistercare Saturdays. And like I mentioned earlier, we have, if you can't make it out this weekend, we do have 2 more happening in September. September 12th will be outside of Gather Cola, and then we'll have another one at Soda City on September 26th.
Okay, ding, 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 ding. You just mentioned another thing that I love talking about, which is for folks that haven't been to Gather yet.
Yes.
What do you like the best?
I love all of. I've tried everything.
Right.
Smoke It Up's probably my favorite in Gather. But what I love most.
Let me say it this way. Let me ask you this way.
Okay.
Hey, Maddie. I heard about this thing called Gather. I got some relatives coming to town. How would you describe Gather?
Gather's the best place to take a group of people because if you can't agree on one place to eat, there's something for everybody, and then you can all come back together and eat at a table from all the different places. Yes. Yeah, and not only that, but then you have the Fireflies. Maybe you could go to a game after. So it's a lot of fun. I love Gather. We go there once a week probably. So
it really is conducive to, again, what you just said. It's a little something for everybody. Mm-hmm. That's the food side of it, but it's also got like an atmosphere to it.
Yes.
And the way this is set up, it's not just like an outdoor food court. You know, I mean, there's more to it than that. Although that's in essence what we're talking about is an outdoor food court, but it's more than that because it's just got a great vibe.
Yes, it does. They have music sometimes. They do a lot. They do a great job of like having different events, different people on the stage. I know they've done some like Hot Ones competitions.
Right.
There's always music there. It seems like so. It's always really fun. Not even just to eat, but to hang out.
Right. The energy.
Yeah.
And again, this is something that you and I were talking about, like the momentum of the city. Mm-hmm. A couple of years ago, this didn't exist.
Right.
You know, a couple of years ago, we didn't have Finley Park back.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's so much momentum right now with the city. A couple of years ago, Soda City was here, but it wasn't what it is now. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's just so much good growth going on of things that give you more reason to want to be downtown, give you more reasons to want to come down. It used to be, and I mean, I know that you're half my age, but it used to be that people came downtown to work, and by 5 o'clock, this was a ghost town. Right. They would leave, and that'd be it. There's nothing. There's no nightlife. There's no energy. Now we've gotten a bunch of people to move into the downtown area. There's a lot more student housing spread out around instead of all being in one campus location. So you got that going on. But now you've got so many different spots, whether we're talking about the rebirth of Main Street, or we've got the Vista, or we've got 5 Points, Divine Street. You know, I mean, you could just keep going. Bull Street now has obviously entered into that all in the last 5-10 years. And I just think it makes for the cultural side of it, not just, hey, let's go have dinner. Okay, that's fine. There's a lot of choices now, but there's much more culture. There's much more buzz. There's much more energy, chance to do things. There's no reason for anybody to not feel that energy.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's also gotten to the point where college students will come to college here and then want to stay here after they graduate too, which is really exciting.
Well, and that's been one of Mayor Rickman's goals is that we want to have people come here that stay here.
Right.
Because we're sick and tired of putting our resources into training young people to be great at what they do, and then they leave and they take their talent somewhere else. Right. It used to just be, we used to talk about that with teaching. Because teachers weren't getting paid in South Carolina. Right. Now they're getting paid much, much better. Really, really good per capita across the Southeast. We're getting better with that. But wages have gone up in the city as a whole, and job opportunities, tech jobs, better jobs for better people coming along that want to stay here. So there's a lot of buzz and a lot of energy, and the nightlife is. And again, I'm a dinosaur now, so it's not like when I first got to Columbia 32 years ago, but the buzz, the energy.
Yes.
When we do on occasion, Lainey and I want to come downtown to just kind of feel that energy.
Right.
It's awesome.
And there's so many different things that you could do, whether you want to go listen to live music or you just want to go to a nice dinner. you have it right at your fingertips in Columbia.
And again, with the Fireflies right here, and with that aspect of it, obviously we've got a number of different venues that people can go to, whether it's the more traditional that we know of, the bigger with the Colonial Life Arena, or something, the town, or whatever. There's a lot of museums that we have. So this is just, it's a fun time to be either a resident of the city or at least in the Midlands area where you've got enough going on. Hopefully, we've struggled with the Gamecocks in football and men's basketball and baseball. So hopefully we're turning the corner. And things. I do feel good about football season.
Yes, I do too. And honestly, you can't beat the atmosphere at Willie B on a Saturday.
It's phenomenal energy. Season, our fans, considering what we've given our fans to see the way they turn out is pretty amazing. And I did the pregame show and the postgame show for 19 seasons for Carolina football. So it's pretty funny because you do the pregame show and you're out there on site and you're doing this from outside Williams-Brice. And there's this amazing rah, we're going to do this. And then after the game, it's like you have to make sure when you're taking phone calls that your delay system's working.
Right. Because
people are angry and this and that. I can't even see their names on the back of the uniforms. I mean, they find anything to complain about.
Right.
Why didn't the band play this? And I'm like, deep breaths. My job is to get you home safely while you're driving home on a Saturday night. It's always a very fun experience hosting that. What I called the fifth quarter was the name of my post game show. But again, even the football season, I'm excited about football.
I am too.
And because with the home games, especially when we have games at Williams-Brice Stadium at Willie B, then you also get the spill out. Because then you get everything, the energy in 5 Points, you get the energy in the Vista. And it's pretty
City.
Well, I was going to say Soda City is awesome on a Saturday morning before a game. Because you also have all the visiting fans come in, and they're exposed to Columbia for the first time, and they're staying in hotels downtown, and they're like, oh my God, we didn't know you had this. We don't have anything like this back home.
Yeah, no, and there's tons of places even just on Main Street to stay too. We have Hotel Trundle, the Moxie, a lot of really nice places that people I don't think that aren't from here know that we have in the city. So,
no. And again, so just a lot of energy for you, and it's going to be a very fun fall. Couple things here, like I said just before. Let's go through one more time the schedule for this week with Soda City, and then the future dunk tanks, and then again October 24th. Let's talk a little bit about the event itself for the walk.
Okay, yeah. So this Saturday we have our first Kickoff Sistercare Saturday event. Dunk tank raffles. It'll be a lot of fun from 10 to 12 on the intersection of Washington and Main during Soda City. It'll be a lot of fun.
Soda City starts at 9.
Yes. So right in the thick of it, we'll be there, right in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. And then if you can't make it out this weekend, we have another one on September 12th outside of Gather Cola. That one will start at 11, so right around that lunch hour. And then our last Sistercare Saturday event will be September 26th, back at Soda City from 10 to 12.
Right.
In the same area.
See, this time it might be an advantage when it's in the 90s to be the person getting dunked.
Yes.
Because
it might be nice.
Very
especially
refreshing.
After sitting there. They might be begging to be dunked.
Yeah, you might want to get dunked after you're sitting there
and
having to deal with everything. So, yeah, I can see all that. If people want information on this or on anything when it comes to the city, our website is
columbiasc.gov, and then they can also follow us on our social media accounts, which they can also find on our website.
Right. All right, so that's just something to remember. Again, if you're driving around right now, and a lot of our listeners are, you can always just go to the website for the city, and that goes for all the things that we talk about on ColaTown under the events calendar and things like that. You guys do a really good job of tying social media in on it, and we actually get pictures from this show on social media a lot, and you post the interviews and all that kind of stuff. So we have a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm really glad you came by. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I want to, again, reminder, this afternoon, Mayor Rickenman will be with us here on The Point from 4:30 to 5:30, taking your phone calls and bragging on our city just a little bit more. Our city, our stories. This is ColaTown. Thank you, Madison.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming by. We'll catch up with you again next Monday right here, ColaTown on The Point.